The next candidate for their presentation is Mark Bishofsky.
Right, yeah! Yeah!
Let me get in here. Yeah, Mark. I'm gonna steal this sign.
I didn't know.
Did you?
I didn't have 2 steps away for this. Usually,
Good afternoon, delegates. My name is Lori Bishofsky, and I'm a fortunate woman to be married to this man, Mark Bishofsky. In these uncertain times, it is imperative that we have fierce leaders in St. Paul who will stand up for what is right. My husband is that man. Mark is a man of faith, and that can be seen in his dedication and compassion that he has given to the members of our community. He is the most amazing father and loving husband, and he will be the hardest worker you have ever seen. He is, and we have all seen that here. He has already made huge sacrifices for our freedoms to stand up, and he will not back down. He is just getting started. It is my honor to nominate my husband, Mark Bishofsky, as a candidate for the Minnesota State House of Representatives for our district of 33B.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I want to be free, and I want to pursue happiness, so please endorse my dad.
There are no words that I could have for the amount of pride I have for that little boy. So he just read part of the Declaration of Independence. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. The Declaration goes on to say that when any form of government becomes destructive of these means, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. This government needs to be altered, and this radical, woke left agenda needs to be abolished and stripped from the face of this planet. When a single person, when Tim Walz can enforce tyranny on the people, shutting down businesses, taking away our right to work, forcing us to cover our faces, you know that the separation of powers in the Constitution have been circumvented. He got his kicks, turning up and down the dials of our freedom. In no society should a single person be able to enforce such tyranny, and we can never, ever let that happen again. Tim Walz and Joe Biden woke up a sleeping giant, and part of that giant is in this room. Each and every one of us is a piece of that giant that is going to take down this woke, radical left insanity. We are at a tipping point. The freedoms we give up right now are the freedoms that these children will never know. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mark Bishofsky. I was the founder of Stop the Mandate Minnesota. I held multiple rallies all over the state, some big ones at the Capitol. I led a march to the governor's mansion with nearly 5,000 people. We got zero media coverage. I spent the better part of 18 months challenging administrators and doctors, trying to get the best care I could for my patients and members of this community. I fought to get them ivermectin, HCQ, vitamin D. I fought to keep them from getting intubated too early. In the end, I gave up a 22-year career as a respiratory therapist because I was not ready to be coerced into taking a shot that I wasn't ready to take.
There you go.
I have proven and I've shown that I'm willing to stand up for what's right and never stand down, and I have proven that I will sacrifice for the betterment of all of us. Now, the folks currently sitting in St. Paul doing the legislating, on both sides of the aisle, are the ones that shut down the economy and destroyed so many small businesses. They wouldn't let us go to our places of worship. They locked our kids out of their schools, and when they brought them back, they made them cover up their faces, their God-given humanity, that which makes them an individual. They allowed censorship, they shut down scientific debate, and they let the thought police control the narrative, and they all need to be held accountable. This government has lost its way. It isn't their job to monitor our health. That is our job, and it has to be our choice what we put in our bodies. And if we lose that choice, then everything is lost, because bodily autonomy is the very essence of living a life of freedom. It isn't the government's job to censor our voice. It's not their job at all. It is their job, first and foremost, to preserve and to protect our freedoms. And they should be doing that and staying out of our homes, our churches, our schools. You know, in the policies brought forth by this woke left movement, the consequences of those policies, they're beginning to permeate beyond the streets of the big cities. You know, we've got carjackings getting much too close to home. The Minnesota Freedom Fund is bailing out violent offenders before they face a judge and jury, just so that they can go out the next day and create new victims. This government locks us down, they shut down our economy, they destroyed livelihoods, they forced our children to wear face muzzles. This is all insane. Now we have a $12 or $15 billion surplus. Child daycare fraud is coming from nonprofits, fleecing the taxpayers of hundreds of millions of dollars. Feeding the Future is another nonprofit that they just found about that is getting $42 million of our taxpayer dollars, and they're under investigation. We need to audit the rolls, and people need to go to jail, and we need to audit the entire federal COVID funding program. I am the dedicated conservative in this race, and I believe in the Constitution of the United States. I also believe that we need to get back to relying on our faith, our families, and our communities. This country was built on the backs of hardworking patriots. Honest, hardworking Americans like my dad, a veteran of the United States Navy, who unfortunately passed away 27 days and 14 hours ago. He asked for nothing in return for his service to this country except for to be free. He taught me to work hard, be honest, and live within your means, and that is what I intend to do as your next representative in St. Paul. I am 100% ready to bring conservative, hardworking values to the streets of this district and win big in November. My campaign has raised just under $15,000 with over 200 unique donors. The last candidate that ran in 39B had a total of 66 unique donors his entire campaign. And I've got already over 200. I did that with just a couple Facebook posts. Once I put my mind to raising money, it's going to pour in. I've had nearly 100 people approach me asking if they can volunteer in this campaign. You can count on it that every single door in this district is going to get knocked multiple times.
Right.
I am working with some of the best political consultants in this nation, and our message will be so clear and so concise. We will have the data and all the information necessary. We will need to target the voters. I have the team, the plan, the energy, the dedication. I have the money, and I have the work ethic to win, and win by a landslide in November. This campaign will dot every I and will cross every single T. We will leave nothing to chance. The people in the middle, they're concerned about law and order. They're concerned about inflation, the buying power of the dollar. A large percentage of this district is of retirement age. And they're gonna understand that we have the plan that is gonna benefit them. The blue team will not have the plan that's gonna benefit the retirement age people. We're gonna get rid of the Social Security tax, the death tax, and we'll lower the gas tax, and that's going to help them all out. We are going to lower all taxes. We're going to get rid of these dang omnibus bills so that we can hold these legislators accountable for the bills that they vote on. I will fight tooth and nail for the lives of the unborn. We will protect the Second Amendment. I am for constitutional carry. I am for stand your ground laws. I will make sure law enforcement officers have the tools and the numbers they need to protect our communities and our families and these children. We will make sure violent offenders stay in jail. I will fight for transparency in schools so we can know what policies and curriculum are being presented to our children. I will champion bills for voter ID. Get rid of these Dominion voting machines. And you obviously know I'm going to fight for your medical freedom, right? You know that one. You can take that to the bank. I've given up a career and an income to become an activist. Money will never trump my morals. I answer to God, I answer to my family, and I answer to you. A vote for me is a vote for you. It's a vote for the people. It's a vote for we the people. It's a vote saying that regular people can be part of the legislative process. It's a vote that the status quo and the politics as usual can take a hike. It's a vote you can take to the bank knowing that you will never have buyer's remorse. It's a vote that the best team will win. This is the best team. It's a vote for the best team. The only team that can keep up with the Democratic machine, and we will surpass it. The Constitution was written in such a way that the power be given to the people. We are the people. We will have the power. Please endorse me to be your next representative so I can go to St. Paul and take on the establishment and preserve our freedoms. Thank you so much.